Let's kick it off early here. The actual race isn't for a couple more minutes here, but we do have a couple qualifying races for some last chance editions. The awards are going into the Discord chat right now, so I will kind of read off. We've had a fair bit of awards for the season that we've kind of picked and run out. But since you're not going to get a great view of it in the All-Star event, this is the livery I've gone with. Don't really get a chance for sponsor selections, but we are definitely going with the color scheme of the white, orange, and green. And then on the tail plate there, the little bit of teal to close out the Wilsonian colors officially. But as far as end of season awards, first couple of them are statistical based. And that's a whole lot of cats. That's terrifying. Who let you have all those? No. So many cats in the chats. Why does that rhyme? Great. Okay, well, to go through the first couple of statistical awards, the winner of the most pole positions on the season went to Boom Tech. He's not giving a speech because he is notably silent. The driver with the most podiums and the most wins on the season is the championship winner of QX Nemesis. He had 6 wins on the season. And then for nominated awards, we've got our first kind of nominated award goes for the best teammate, which the nominations were for K3M, MJ Povey, and Gali Mooms of Alfa Romeo, Williams, and Red Bull, respectively. And the winner of that was Gali Mooms, the teammate of Marco Denelson. Really held down the points during the early season when Marco was struggling. Was only overtaken by Marco in the championship standings at the last race when Marco took that final win and really came on strong. So Gali really helping out the team, getting them off to a great start. The next award was for the best strategy in a race. And I actually ended up winning that one for my alternate strategy in Baku that got me what ended up being my only podium and what qualified me for this all-star event, going on those mediums, keeping those hards alive at the tail end of the race. Now for some of the less glamorous awards, we've got the award for the worst screw up or the biggest bottle of the season, and the nominations were for QX Nemesis in Spa, leading 8 seconds out in front there and bailing it in 7 laps. Boom Tech in Suzuka, racing his way, really trying to keep the championship alive against Nemesis and spinning out there and losing his chance at a win. And Marco Denelson for a error under the safety car in Australia. And the winner of that one went to Marco for binning it under the safety car in Australia. Unfortunately, I was not around for that one because I DNF'd on the first lap. Had a bit of a crash. The next award is for the biggest shock in a race, and the winner for that one was did go to QX Nemesis for his bottle at Spa, which gave MJ Povey his first win and I believe only win of the season. Of course, the inaugural MJ Povey Awards, so named for MJ Povey being a little bit wild in the mini championship, crashing into things. And he is going to take the inaugural MJ Povey Award, which is going to go for the most inexplicable maneuver of the season. And he got that one for sending it into the pit wall down the main straight at Baku and taking himself out of a potential podium position. The next up is the underdog performance of the season. And that one is going out to Onslaught for his run in USA. Typically running just on the inside of the points, barely making it in there. He put up a huge 4th place finish at COTA and led quite a number of laps. So big result for him taking that that award. And then the most consistent award of the season is going to K3M. He finished in the points every single race this season. So a great result for him, picking up a podium at the very, very end of the race. Or end of the season, sorry. It was the race itself. And then the inaugural Best Bahrain incident, where there was a big crash and several incidents that resulted in one driver being excluded from the championship. And that is going to the initial start line incident between Marco Denelson and Squiffs, the Lost, who kicked off the big incident, crashing back and forth all over the place. Now, the Best Race Award, it was between Belgium at Spa and Baku, the late safety cars in Belgium being interesting. Same thing in Baku, but Azerbaijan took it for the finish. And then the Best Performance in a Race goes to Marco Denelson for his race win in Austria, coming up through the field to take his first win of the season. And I think I'm going to try and jump in. The way that the event is set up is that we are going with all of the podium sitters get an automatic berth in the All-Star race, and then we are going to have 2 short track last chance qualifiers with the few of the remaining drivers. And the winners of each of those 2 races will be able to take part in the final big boy. So we will see if we can get an invite. Yes, invite. Beautiful. Let me spectate this bad boy. So I believe they're going to be on... okay, so they're on the Bahrain short. Good number of... we got 5 drivers in here. Switch on the spectator mode there. Oh, I should have taken... I can pull it from the video later. I should have taken a screenshot of the car to send it over to Dan so he can check it out. Figured I'd open it up with the car on the screen there just because, well, you're not going to really see much of the car during the race, unfortunately. But we'll hang tight for just a minute. I'm going to grab something to drink, and I'll be right back before this qualifying event. Alright, back on board here. I'm just waiting for, I think, that's 6 drivers. I think that's everybody. So let's see who all, if we can find it. See who all is already qualified for it, including myself. I think we are going to be missing Boom Tech, if I'm not mistaken, because, well, he doesn't participate in anything. The sad man. No, I'm kidding. Where is the entrant list in the chat? Here we go. Okay, so those who are qualified for it already: obviously championship winner with multiple wins, QX Nemesis. The other Ferrari of NGP Racer, both Red Bulls, Golly Mooms, and Marco Denelson. And we've got MJ Povey in the Williams, Fast 6 in the McLaren, myself in the Haas, Voki representing Racing Point, and K3M will be the only representative of Alfa Romeo, even though BoomTech absolutely would have qualified. But we've got 6 drivers, 2 short races. I think we're going to do 2 short qualifying races. I think they're going to be just 5 lappers, if I'm not mistaken, to get those out of the way. I think it's going to go Bahrain short, then Britain short. And the winner of each of those events will also gain entry into the All-Star race. It is going to be, for those ones, fixed setups, multiplayer cars, random grid, and you just kind of see what happens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we should have, if everybody that has already qualified shows up, 11 cars on the grid for this All-Star race, which, if I haven't mentioned yet, the actual All-Star event will be a 50% distance, just like our normal ones, at Singapore. So we wanted to do something under the lights that'll make all of our multiplayer cars look pretty awesome. And that one has open setup, so everybody's kind of got it dialed in for that, because Singapore is a tough track to drive already, and if you're trying to do default setups, you can get yourself into quite a bit of trouble. But looks like the formation lap is underway here. Let's take a look at some of the cars. We've got Chuck SRQ in that nice yellow and red livery out at the front there. WWE Turbo Guy in the blue and green TriStar. Habs fan Nick grabbing himself a nice scarlet red, very reminiscent of the old Ferraris. Let's get a little closer look at Racer 04. It looks to have a pretty classic silver and red, very reminiscent of the McLaren Mercedes era of car. Jump down the list, we'll head off to Felix, who is running a nice purple and black Distort livery there. Nice striping. A striking colorway there, looks great under the lights here at Bahrain. And then on the back, Onslaught in another blue car, going from that blue Williams into this blue Sunburst sponsored multiplayer car running number 80. So good set of cars out on the grid today, and we'll see what everybody else's looks like when we get to the main race. Obviously, I will be streaming from my perspective, but K3M Rotolos will also be streaming and commentating the main event since he has decided to not race in the session, even though he did qualify. But here we are, getting up with the 5 red lights coming up ready. We'll see who can get the best start off the line as those lights drop out. 14 laps. Ooh, slow getaway from AWD Turbo Guy. Drops right to the back alongside Onslaught. Hair wide going into turn 1 here. But Chuck sweeps across, covers the inside, a little wide on the exit there. We've got a little bit of a mix-up. Racer 04 has jumped his way forward. Felix the Feline has dropped back, as has Habs fan Nick. AWE Turbo Guy coming back. Everybody trying to adjust to that first right-hander. The short course, it comes up on you pretty quickly. Well, it looks like Felix has dropped a bit off the back. So, okay, they were doing 50% short races, so they're pretty short laps here. Only about 30 minutes or so will be, less than 30 minutes should be the total race time. We've got Chuck in the early lead. Let's see, let's bring up the track map so you can see how it's laid out. You see it just kind of goes through turn 1. Ooh, Racer 04 going around the outside of Chuck SRQ, taking him kind of off there. Obviously, tires going to be a one-stop starting on those soft tires. Let's go ahead and hide that menu again. And let's jump on board with Chuck to see how he does, trying to fight his way back on Racer 04. So down the board there, Felix the Feline looks to be pretty close to the backside. This whole group pretty well tightened. Not going to be able to quite make it. There is still the 2 DRS zones on this short track here. The main straight, and then the one you have that's usually coming into turn 10, 11. It looks like the field is starting to spread out just a little bit, but right now, Racer 04 holding the front position. The 2 Renault teammates during the regular season battling it out for first place at the moment, but let's see, usually takes a couple of laps. Looks like the intervals are starting to fix themselves. But right now, Racer 04 controlling the front of the pack, although with lap 3 having started, his DRS is going to be available. You should see guys starting to learn that first adjustment where it's a different corner, and you hear that DRS flip open. Let's see if he can get a good run down the back straight here. Not quite close enough to attack, but that is going to help pull him tight. Maybe set himself up for the next DRS zone. But Racer 04 made a great move around the outside to take that position off of Chuck. And AWD Turbo Guy, my teammate in the other Haas there, is sitting P3, only about 1.5 seconds back, so very much in the mix of this race here. We're going to stay on board with Chuck, as he's the only battle within a second of the car ahead of him right now, so definitely going to be looking. Let's see what are Racer 04, the biggest winner from the random grid, up 3 positions. Ooh, Onslaught just made a move past Felix. Did Felix go off? No, they are battling back there. Let's jump on with them. But everybody else just kind of changing by 1 position or so. But definitely trying to manage that slow corner. You get to avoid the tricky braking zone of turn 9 and turn 10 in the short variant. We'll see if Felix can close up on Onslaught, get that position back off of him. As Chuck has dropped back to about 1.3 back. Looks like Turbo Guy is closing into range this time as they're about to head down the pit straight. So let's see, was he in range at the DRS detection? Yes, it flips open. He did get quite a great run out of there. Maybe he can snag that position off of him. Ooh, big mistake from Chuck. Goes wide around their back end, really stepping out on him in the transition. So now AWD Turbo Guy's got about 2 seconds to make his way through. And ooh, Habs fan Nick diving up the inside as well. Although, looks like Chuck is going to come back at him. We'll jump on. See as Chuck goes around the outside. Habs fan Nick leaving plenty of room. Big lock up into the braking zone there. But it looks like Habs fan Nick has managed to hold Chuck off. Although Chuck should be able to stay in the DRS range as they come down the front straight here. Now with this, it's a 25% race. They should still need to make a pit stop. Tire wear is scaled up. So let's see, grabbing the slipstream. DRS, not quite enough to really reel him in. Racer 04's got some clean air to work with out front. About 2 seconds out in front now. This is the closest battle we've got on track, but Turbo Guy is still hanging around about the 2-second mark up ahead there. Not quite closing the gap, although Habs fan Nick is starting to reel in at Turbo Guy. Don't allow him to make any of the, whoa, sideways in front. Habs fan Nick getting it all sorts of wrong on the death curve. And that is going to push him right down the order. Right as he was closing into range to make an attack on Turbo Guy. I looked down at the chat for just a second and missed what was going on. Let's see. Yep, it was indeed, looking back at the replay there, the death curve, turn 12. And it looks like Turbo Guy is going to be the first into the game. We'll jump on with him, see what kind of new tires he decides to grab. Going on to the medium tires, have to Nick into the pit lane, Onslaught's going through, Felix going through and staying out. But at the front, Nick also onto the medium tire. Let's see if he can make it back. But it looks like, for once, Nick has black magicked himself. Yeah, Povey. I guess that means I'm a sort of real announcer if a commentator's curse actually works for me now. It means I'm becoming legit. But clean air for Racer 04 out in the front in that McLaren Mercedes looking joint. With that nice silver and red combo. It's got that the red halo on it. It's much like Monaco last season, where Mercedes was honoring the passing of Niki Lauda and running that red halo for them as well. But looks like Onslaught is diving into the pit lanes to make his change. Habs fan Nick is going to go through from that. And looks like he is on to the medium tires as well. So I believe everybody has made the change except for the front three. So half of the field has grabbed new tires. But the other half still running on those old 7-lap old soft tires. But here comes Racer 04 into the pit lane, splitting it a little down the middle. They could have probably gone on early and saved some of those soft tires. It looks like Chuck also into the pit, so there's Racer 04 going out. Chuck coming in. Well, both of his tires matched his livery. So he's going to pop out on those, goes from the red to the yellow. That's kind of a Ryan Hunter-Reay DHL looking car going on today for him. It's like Felix diving into the pit lane as well. Is he making a second stop? Nope, only just the one stop. So everybody is on the tires that will take them to the end of the race at this stage. And after the pit phases are complete, Racer 04 out in front, biggest gainer from the start here. AWD Turbo Guy in the position he started in P2, but about 4.7 seconds off of the lead. And then we've got Chuck SRQ in P3. Habs fan Nick Onslaught is actually within a second. We're going to jump on with him as he is trying to chase down Nick. We'll see if they can avoid the death curve this time. Ooh, touched it gently, but managed to just avoid it. And it looks like with about 5 laps left to go in this race, it's kind of settling into a bit of a rhythm. And remember, only the top car makes it through. Podiums in the regular season would get you out into the main event, but you gotta win this one. But barring any death curbs jumping out to kill anyone, Racer 04 should be able to maneuver his way smoothly without pushing the car too hard to the end of this to take over the first open slot in the qualifying event. He will take in the 10th slot when it comes to the event or main event of the All-Star race. I have to look and remember. I believe that the All-Star qualifying for the actual race will be via reverse championship order, I think is how we decided it. There was a lot of things that changed around when it came to it. But otherwise, there's not really many battles left on the field. AWE Turbo Guy, though, holding P2, definitely going to want to continue to push the car, get some good feeling in that one, because he could be a favorite for the second qualification spot. It would be nice to be able to see my teammate make it through, although tough competition. Chuck SRQ, Habs fan Nick, Onslaught, Felix, all other good racers so far, and Onslaught really brought some pace in the last couple of races of the season, so may have found something going there for him. And of course, Habs fan Nick always has the black magic to potentially take somebody out. This jump as Chuck makes a transition onto the second part of the course, making that little skip through. Everybody's separated out by a good 4 or 5 seconds. There's about 3 laps left to go in the race. And we'll see who can handle, I believe it's Britain short course next, which unfortunately skips probably one of the most fun parts, Maggots and Beckett's. Kind of skip that whole thing. You basically run through Sector 1, hang a right in the village complex instead of a left, exiting out towards the Wellington Strait, and then you hang a right and shoot your way down towards Stowe, and then down through the Vale Chicane and Club at the tail end of the lap there. But looks like 2 laps left to go. I see what Nick has done there. He changed the sponsor colors to match up with the color of the car to get that classic sponsorless Ferrari look on the car there. Although he was a Scuderia Toro Rosso driver, and if he stays with that team, he will transition to the Alpha Tauri. But the team setup has not yet been set for next season, and we should be moving on into F1 2020. So we will see where everybody lands. There should be a fair bit of mix-up of teammates and teams that people are running at. Although thus far it seems like quite a few, almost everybody should be continuing on to take part in Season 2. And hopefully we can pull in a few new drivers. Maybe we can get Peabods or Defresol, some of the guys who were on board at the start of the season. I know Peabods bowed out around Bahrain and had let us know he wasn't going to be able to participate in the remaining part of the season, but was planning on hopefully making a Season 2 appearance, so we'll see if he makes his way back. We'll see if we can also pull in some new drivers to help fill out the field and keep the racing good. Hassan Nick is starting to reel in Chuck. He's gotten him down to within 1.7 seconds, but it's like Racer 04 here coming down the last couple of corners, and he will secure himself a spot in the final championship. Ooh, Chuck has gone around, right around Death Curb. Certainly that's what took him out. And so it claims another victim, but Racer 04 taking the win. AWD Turbo Guy P2. Looks like a couple more cars coming through. Habsfan Nick should be able to take the 3rd spot on the podium here, but Racer 04 securing his spot, taking over, taking his slot in the final all-star race. Looks like Habsfan Nick P3 in that red car. Onslaught P4, Chuck P5, and Felix the Feline will cross the line P6. Those are some sweet suits, guys. That is a really interesting suit for for him there, but great result from Racer 04. Really controlled the race early on and managed to just kind of handle his business. And surprisingly, no track limits penalties for anybody. But overall, just the overall best race pace. Racer04 taking that top spot and the fastest lap of the race. The second fastest lap went down to Habs fan Nick. Third fastest AWD Turbo Guy, and Onslaught fourth. Chuck fifth, and Felix sixth. So pretty much overall pace was good. But we'll see. I believe we'll get set up for the second qualifying race. And then it will be the main event, which should be a good time. So we should see Racer04 go ahead and bow out of the lobby. And yeah, that is going to give Racer04 the pole position in the actual All-Star race via the championship and qualifying order. You get some clarification. But everybody's readied up. We're just going to jump straight in to the Short Britain. What a good race from Racer04, and we will continue on with more action as we head down to Britain Short. Now, apparently K3 says he's keeping it a mystery from me. But I want to know. Let's get ready to get the cars all out on the track for the second qualifying race. We'll see who can take the final spot up for grabs in the end of season All-Star race. Get to race under the lights at Singapore. All the podium winners, and then the last chance qualifying racers. The last couple of guys loaded in, and here they are out on the grid. Track map is up, and we'll get this formation lap underway. So 5 cars remaining to take the last slot. So you're in through Abbey, then into Village, and then you make a hard right and come out shooting down towards Stowe. Normally you'd take that very tight left and head yourself towards Brooklands and Lovefield. But here you are exiting Chapel and getting down to the end of the race. But going from nighttime to daytime, the random grid order has selected Onslaught on pole, AWD Turbo Guy P2, Chuck SRQ P3, Felix the Feline P4, and Habs fan Nick P5 for this final qualifying event. So 13 laps around here should be another easy one-stopper. And we'll see, it's just going to be kind of about who pits when and splitting the tire life up well. But everybody starts on the soft tire. Now here we go. The 5 red light starts to come up, and 4, 5. And they're out quick, a very short hold. A good getaway from AWD Turbo Guy and Chuck SRQ running up around the outside. Habs fan Nick having a good run. Everybody runs a little wide through Abbey first, but everybody's still on track. Felix the Feline drops back just behind Habs fan Nick as he is side by side with Chuck SRQ down the field. But Onslaught good out in the clean air. And ooh, back end really getting wild on Habs fan Nick. He's going to drop back to the back of the field there, but everybody's still fairly close together as they come through Stowe for the first time. Now, Onslaught has shown the last couple of races a very good amount of skill running in clean air and keeping lap times up pretty decently. His results in COTA are definitely indicative of that. But we'll see if he can keep the gap to AWD Turbo Guy and Chuck SRQ. Looks like Habs fan Nick closing back up on Felix. We'll see if he's going to make a move sometime soon here. He gets a great exit there. Can he get a good run onto this back straight, grab some slipstream, and try and make a move into Stowe? There's only one DRS zone on this short track, unlike the two, and you're seeing them go down it right now, but Habs fan Nick not quite close enough to make the move into Stowe, but I think if he stays right there with DRS next time, he should be able to make it. He's going to try and go around the outside of the Vale chicane. Little contact nose to tail, but nothing to unsettle anybody. Onslaught. Chuck setting the fastest lap out of P3 there. There's a little bit of a gap forming between Felix and Habs fan Nick, but DRS is enabled. He's going to try and go down the inside into Village. He's going to make that move stick around. Managed to grab Habs fan Nick, but that is going to, I believe, allow Felix to have DRS down this straight on. Let's jump up to the front of the field where the fight for the final position is taking place. We've got Onslaught still leading out front in the clean air. You got Turbo Guy and Chuck half a second back, respectively, of each. So still very close running. A good run into the DRS zone could make the move available. But running a little bit wide was Turbo Guy. That's going to allow Chuck to close him up into Abby, and woof, carries a little too much speed, catches that dirty air, and you see Chuck going out wide through there. But we're going to jump on board with him as he gets himself set up for the next DRS zone. He's a little wide on the entry. That's going to cost him a bit of time. Let's see if Turbo Guy can close up. He's still about a half second back, so not quite close enough to really make an attack into Stowe. And now it's up to Habs fan Nick to try and close the gap. Now that he's made his way past Felix, if he's going to want to get involved in this fight here. It's a three-way battle for the first position, and Chuck gets a good run. Turbo Guy getting a little bit of lag spike, kind of glitching around a bit. Let's see, Chuck is just going to have to settle down, back out of that corner just a little bit. It's not a good overtaking spot. Just kind of ran out of extra track. Had a great run into Abby, but not enough of a run. And Turbo Guy really swinging wide, catching a lot of that grass, and that's allowing Onslaught to kind of open up a little bit of a gap out in front there. Our 13-lap race, so we should see the pit window around between lap 6 and 8. 6, 8, 9, somewhere in there. And we'll just have to wait and see, but it looks like Chuck is kind of falling off the back of Turbo Guy here. And Habs fan Nick not really making too much extra ground, but Chuck very good through that first corner of Village, but losing it on traction a little bit. The Turbo Guy within a half second with that DRS open, but Onslaught just got a great launch off of that corner. And that's going to keep Turbo Guy just outside of reach. After running P2 in the last race, I'm sure he wants to try and get himself up into the front spot here and get his way in. But two guys diving into the pits. We got Chuck and Nick making their pit stops. So we'll see who goes. Ooh, Turbo Guy going a little bit dirt rally there that time. That's going to cost him a big chunk of time. Has dropped 3.2 seconds back of Onslaught. So now it's just going to be a race that Onslaught's going to want to try and control out in the front. Take a look. And it is on to the medium tires for the guys now at the back of the field. 6 laps in on the soft tires here for everybody else thus far. And then really not a lot of position change. Felix and Chuck have swapped spots. But that's purely, so far I believe, on pit window. Otherwise, Onslaught's holding the front spot from pole. And it looks like Turbo Guy is making his way into the pit stops now. He'll get on his set of medium tires, but thus far there's not really any battles out on track at the moment. He's onto the mediums as his pit crew lets him out. We'll see if he's going to be able to hold in front of Chuck. Very long, very slow pit lane. A lot of time lost here. So in the 50% races, it was very important to make a one-stop work. A two-stop, just not viable at all. But see the amount of time that... 5-second penalty for Onslaught. Speeding in the pit lane, that might make things interesting when it comes to the end of the race. Has Felix is not made his pit stop yet. We'll see if Onslaught's going to be able to come out in front of Chuck after taking that 5-second penalty. Should be out on front on track, but definitely interesting right now, as now he's going to have to keep a 5-second gap to the win. Here he is out on the track, and he's gone well off there on the exit of the pit lane. And that is going to really ruin his race. But now, Habs fan Nick and Chuck SRQ fighting away for what will be the top spot. Sorry for the delay on seeing Onslaught spin. I was checking the chat for updates on the actual All-Star race and was looking down. I had to catch it on the replay on the stream to my right. But man, now this is the battle, because Felix is going to get out of the way with his pit stop, because he has not come in yet, I believe. Yeah. Interesting. I hope Felix knows he has to pit. Otherwise, he's disqualified, because you must run 2 tire compounds. But there's quite a scrap going on for the final spot. But right now, the master of the dark arts, Habs fan Nick, in front in that Ferrari, while Chuck tries to chase him down in that yellow-looking race car. Trying to be his own Ryan Hunter-Ray there, but he's dropped now back to about 9/10 off, and Felix is now in the pit lane. AWD Turbo Guy about 2 seconds adrift now. And it looks like Nick might be able to run away with this one. Looks like Felix is on the move now, but he's still got a long amount of pit lane to go past. He should drop down into most likely P4 as he exits. We'll see as he comes out actually just ahead of AWD Turbo Guy. So he managed to make that that pit strategy, that overcut, actually kind of work out for him. Oh, but we've got yellow flags. Chuck has had a big off. And that has dropped him way down the list, down to P4. And now Habs fan Nick only has to make it clean through 2 more laps to get the final slot in this All-Star event. But what a wild second race. The first race was pretty much in hand from the beginning from Racer 04, but some very interesting late changes happening over the course of this race. It looks like, barring any kind of major mistakes, you should see Habs fan Nick make his way into the final qualifying event. Which means that he will bring his evil dark arts and cause me to make a big mistake at some point in the race. I am sure of it. Because he does that sort of thing. He's always around when I have my mistakes, which is always a bummer. And here he comes out of the final corner, crosses the line to take P1 and the final spot in the All-Star event. And now it is time to get set up, strapped up, and ready for this final event. And they haven't told us the grid order for the All-Star. But Onslaught controlling the race early and having a big off that really took him out of it. And Chuck, while battling with Habs fan Nick, also losing the car and letting Nick cruise his way by 2 seconds to the race win, and also turned in the fastest lap of the race. Alright, here we go. So there's going to be a short little practice session where nobody's going to drive the car. Just load the setup. Keep the normal tire allocation, so we've got some softs to play with in the race. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's get loaded in. And get this setup a-rolling. Load setups. Load the setup of Sin for Singapore. Just double check that everything's all good. 88, 5560, 27, 12, 732, 117944, 8356. And soft tire pressures to try and keep the temperatures down. Because you can really stress some of these front tires. Very kind of a similar suspension setup as far as camber and toe as Brazil. Very soft suspension for trying to ride the curbs. A little more stiff on the anti-roll bar. Some curbs you can ride, some curbs you can't. But here we go. Everything's set in. So now we're going to go ahead and retire from the session without having driven our car at all. But our setup is now loaded in. See, why is Golly driving? I don't understand. Too bad we can't see everybody else's cars. That's a bummer. That'll be fun. That is a bright car. There we go. Now he's pulled over. Okay. All right. Now we're good. Beep. All right, here we go. Let's try and not bin the car early on. Ugh. Let's see if the little bit of practice I did will pay off. Okay. I was kind of hoping to go for an alternate strategy, but I guess not. Just so we've got a little more hard tire at the end. Good. No rain. Thank God. Everything's all good. Okay, load up the race. Here we are out on the grid in our car that now matches our helmet.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
It's been a while since I've driven a multiplayer car. I don't know if it behaves any differently than a equal performance car. So, well, I guess we'll find out. Hey, K3, what's up, buddy? See how our temperature's pretty good overall. Singapore is a tough track. It's going to be a 31 lap race. Walls all over the place, so it's a very dangerous track. Gotta try and avoid, much like Baku, gonna have to try and avoid crashing. Although it looks like pretty much everybody is going to be going with the one-stop medium on to hard strategy. I was kind of hoping for there to be a qualifying so I could run an alternate strategy from all those guys that start on softs. Because the softs are a pretty dismal race tire around this track. Like 5-6 laps and they're pretty much toast. But here we go. See if we can't. See if we don't suck. Please no Punterinos. MJ Povey went quickly to the grid, although he's alright. He's not on AI. Looks like he was on AI for a second. Alright.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Long hold. Well, we've gone way deep there, so we're gonna just go ahead and rejoin safely. Oh, thank God for ghosting. Well, we've dropped right to the back of the pack here.
That was a bad start, but don't overreact. We can salvage this.
Don't tell me it's a bad start, Jeff. I know it's a bad start. And find somewhere to get past and start working my way up the field. But it's a pretty tough track to overtake on.
Okay, clear.
Okay, 2 positions there. Close up the gap to the next group. Whew. Okay, early phase nearly complete.
Okay, we're low on fuel. Try shifting
See,
up the gears
Chuck
a
is
little
in as
sooner.
a
This should help us save some
spectator.
fuel.
Hovey into the pit lane. Okay, P6, up a couple positions now. Let's see if we can't catch this train here. Gotta do some fuel save. Try not to lock up through the bridge section there. Don't want to burn up the tires too bad.
Nice work. That
Oh,
brings you
that's a
up twice.
move. Oh, that was a move. I actually feel really good about that one. That was a move.
Green flag.
Gotta try and find my way past this little group here.
We're very low on fuel. Tried to shift up through the gears earlier. It may help save more fuel.
No, the car didn't stick on that turn in. I'm so much quicker through those sections than they are, but there's nowhere to get past it.
You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing.
Don't, dude, you fucking wrecked me. Oh, come on.
Safety car deployed. The safety car has been deployed. Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack. Okay, box, box, box. We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap.
Oh, come on.
Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
God damn it, dude. Ah.
Your lap times are falling off. We want you to pit in for repairs. Box, box, box.
God, that's infuriating. You shut the door around the outside? I mean, come on. You shut the door on the outside, so I get fully, almost entirely past you on the inside, and you shut the door on the inside, too.
Go, go, go.
Okay, well, we're gonna go soft at the ends now. God, that's infuriating.
Okay, you only have to stop once now. One stop left.
Done so much to crawl my way through the pack. Like I was working my way up. I was in a position for a podium.
The team want you to shift up through the gears earlier. They think it'll save fuel.
God. Ah, it's so frustrating.
Let's catch up to the field a bit. We're dropping too far back. Remember that we need to stay within 10 car lengths of the next car. Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags. Green flag, we're racing again.
You crashed into me again? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Caution, caution.
God damn, can I get a fucking break?
The gap to the car ahead is 3.5 seconds.
Oh my god.
Increase ERS deployment. It's time to use some of this charge. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now
I gotta make
enabled.
up 4 freaking seconds. Oh, it's an annoying turn of events.
Okay, clear.
Alright, race row 4's up next. Just keep grinding.
Okay, we should be good on tyres for a while. The wear doesn't seem too bad at the moment. Just take care when you load them up. We'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in our strategy. Your pit window opens.
How long are
Dropping
these?
a second a lap to the car behind. 1 second. They're on old hards. Tyres are 8 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:44.0, 1.2 seconds advantage per lap. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Are they gonna pit again though? Like, that's what I want to know. Yikes.
Gap to car in front is 3.1 seconds.
Overshot that corner a little bit. Alright, come on.
Battery charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
But yeah, not going to be able to stretch these mediums far enough to go onto softs at the end. I'm going to have to make another pit stop, go onto the hards. I'm thinking though, the amount of wear that those hards see in race trim, a lot of these guys that pitted under the safety car, I think are going to have to make another stop. I'd be surprised if they're able to go to the end on them. So we'll just have to find out. I mean, I don't really have a choice at this point. I've done 2 sets of mediums, so I have no choice but to go on to another set, and softs definitely won't last.
You might want to consider switching to a lower fuel mix. We may not...
Already switched to a lower fuel mix, Jeff.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.9 seconds.
Nose, come on, grip. There we go. Alright, so we're a little past the halfway point of the race. About 30%. Oh, he's already losing his tires.
If you think you can get past, increase ERS deployment to overtake mode. Push now.
Really? I
We're
wasn't
boxing
in
this
there?
lap. in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalized if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
Interesting. All right.
Complete, go now.
See what we can do.
Look after these tires now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
To lean on these bad boys. It's really push.
We've been awarded a time penalty. We'll go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
Well, I can't be the only one picking up time penalties. Thank God for reduced damage. Okay, well, at least means I have some more warnings to play around with.
11.0 seconds.
Alright, let's get some battery back. I will say, Singapore is a nice is a satisfying track to get right. You end up zipping right by a bunch of walls real close. But it's a bit of a shame that my race was ruined, so twice. Like, the safety car probably could have made something happen off of that, but to get wrecked on the restart. I'll have to relook at that. Maybe it was a bit of an opportunistic dive bomb, but I feel like the first one definitely had the door shut on me. Second one, maybe a little too overeager.
At the moment, the car behind us is lapping faster than us by around 1 second per lap.
Mediums, it's not surprising.
The gap to the car ahead is 12.8 seconds.
Space corners, you just gotta trust that the front end is gonna get to the apex. And grip up on exit. Okay, so he's going to be on the faster tire behind me. Means I just need to bang in some fucking laps. Only 9 laps left to go. A little deep. It's going to cost a chunk of lap time there.
Gap to car in front is 14.7 seconds.
Lost a couple of seconds to Poli. In full-on runaway mode from Golly behind me.
Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down. Maintain positive delta.
Well, that's bad for me. Oh, maybe.
Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Do I go for the pit stop? You know what? Fuck it. We're doing it. We're already towards the back of the grid. May as well get a new set of tires on. Okay. Looks like everybody around me is doing it as well.
Release, release. Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
Get that battery charged. Okay. It's definitely worth the pit stop because at most I would have gained 1 position by not pitting, but I would have still been on hard tires versus their softs. So I ended up losing no positions and getting on fresh soft tires. It's the move. Should make for an interesting finish. We're not going to get DRS again until lap 26. I've saved more than enough fuel now. Did Golly go into the pits again? Okay. Gonna put Nick. Oh, Nick. The master of the dark arts is gonna be behind me for the final phase of the race. Hey guys. I hope the guys running the other spectator stream got a good look at everybody's cars. Looks like we're going to be going around again. There's only going to be like 2 laps with DRS at the end of this race. Gotta get some heat into the tires. Well, still rolling. Safety car is still out. So we got 1 DNF. Only 8 cars still driving. Safety car should probably be in this lap, right? So who we got? We got Povey, we got Nemesis, we got Racer 04, probably Marco up front there. Nemesis trying to complete the last to first challenge.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Yep, here's Marco Dennison at front, controlling the field.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Ooh,
Green flag.
no! Oh. Okay, big mistake. Front wing is damaged but not dead.
We advise moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
Car is definitely plowing a bit. Come on, front end. You can do it.
Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage. Our gap behind is 1.6 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 5 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 42.4. They have a time penalty of 3.0. Okay, gap ahead is 4.0 seconds. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
Just like Brazil, we've got Povey and Marco battling it out for the race win in front of us. Except this time, if we can stay off the walls, we might be able to snag the 3rd spot on that podium. We have a bit of damage to the front wing from avoiding an incident. So our turn in is a little bit compromised.
Our gap to the car in front is 6.0 seconds.
4 seconds. Not worried about the gap to the car in front. Worry about the car behind. Next time we hit the straight, I'll ask for an update on him, see if he's got any time penalties. Okay.
The gap to the car behind is 4.0 seconds. They're on old softs. The time last lap was a 1:40.5. They have a time penalty of 3.0. We've been awarded
Stupid
a
time
penalty.
penalty.
Will go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
Come on. Nope. Bad. That might have been our
There's
podium
only
just
one lap of
evaporating.
fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race.
Stupid penalty to lose the podium at the end. I mean, it happened. Ah, I can't believe I lost that podium. Ah. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Ah. Well, I mean, it was an okay race. Finished ahead of him on track. Just, well, it was a fun event, but a shame to get wrecked so many times early. We got crashed into so many times. But it's gonna be it for season 2. We'll head to next. But thank you all for joining along, and we'll see you guys when the next season pops up. We'll catch y'all a little later. Peace.